What's the deal?
I'm vibing to you.
Look, come on. What's up?
I got a party going.
Come on now. How you feeling?
I'm great. I'm excited to talk to you.
Good.
Yeah.
This was good.
What you up to?
Nothing much right now. I was just sitting here going over some marketing stuff, getting these things together, you know.
Keeping busy. Sound like a
little bit.
Sound like an artist that does everything.
Look, everything. Look, I can't wait till somebody comes and just take it all off my hands. But for right now, I'm self-managing, doing everything I can.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Let's see who's in here.
Yeah. Hold up now. I see them
Okay.
coming through.
You bringing them in, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to give people a little more time.
A little more time to come in here.
Yeah, just to... How was your day, though?
It was pretty cool. For the most part today, I mean, it's been pretty laid back. Yesterday was more, we had like a photo shoot for the merch, everything. Today was just a decompression day, you know, been, like I said, doing some marketing stuff.
On go.
Yep. How about yours? What's up?
My day was cool. Like, I work from home, so. Hey,
come on now.
Yeah, so I tended to work. Went on a couple walks with my dog.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoyed the sun. Today was a really beautiful day here in LA. So
come on now.
Definitely had to get out there and get some sun.
Yeah. How you like LA living? I mean, because a lot of people been moving from there now.
Hey, I actually enjoy it. It's where I wanted to be. So it's perfect. I love
it. Yeah. I thought about moving to LA, but I was like, and then people started migrating back to the South. I was like, it's good for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I see myself being here for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
you like that fast living.
The opportunity is great. Like, I don't got nothing bad to say. I mean, of course, there are like good and bad things.
Of course.
But I focus on the good.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go ahead and get started. So, for everyone who's in here, welcome to this is the second episode of Black and Gifted Layover Chats. And just a synopsis of what this is. It's just an opportunity for me to quote unquote travel virtually and connect with creatives across the diaspora. Last episode, we chatted with artist TB based in Toronto. Today, I get to talk to Devenaire.
Hey.
Yes. And it's really funny because I was thinking like, when did I actually begin listening to your music?
Yeah.
And I remember we both went to ATU. I remember seeing you at ATU. So I didn't like personally know you, but like I knew your face.
For sure.
But I don't know if you like went somewhere else, but I just know I didn't see you anymore.
Yeah. I transferred to Euler after that.
Okay.
So
you left, but we followed each other on Instagram or social media, and I just remember following your music journey. I don't remember the exact moment, but I do remember tapping in. And
So you were a part of like the whole R&B phase, like when I was doing like the singing. So when I came out to Atlanta, I kind of did the rebranding. So because the first thing. The project that I like wrote on for you was the No Pressure Tape 1B. And then I also wrote about your visual for what it's gonna be. Okay.
So that's like that was a while back. So we've definitely been tapped in.
Yeah. So I was definitely it's been a journey, you know, especially from the R&B to the hip hop switch. It's been a journey, but I'm glad that you've been here for a little while. So thank you for that.
And it's cool though, because I definitely got to witness that switch, and we'll dive into that a little later. But now, for those who are not familiar with who you are, can you share a little bit about your background, where you're from, and anything else that just kind of comes to mind?
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, I'm from Camden, Arkansas. I rep that to the death of me. Arkansas is my home, even though now I'm living in Atlanta. I grew up with a somewhat musical background. I always liked B2K and all of that kind of stuff, watching them on TV, MTV, and right. And then I was always into hip hop. My first tape was Mystical. So but I grew up with a single parent mother. She raised me to be independent. I think I spoke with you about that on the last interview. But after that, I kind of transitioned from sports. I played sports my whole life. Baseball, basketball, football, everything. And I just dropped all of that by the time I reached the 9th grade and decided music is what I want to do. And I did a full-fledged commit. Everybody was looking at me like, you could have scholarships in baseball or track or something. What are you doing? And I'm like, this is what I want to do. So, But, of course, I didn't get signed or picked up as soon as I got finished with high school. So I had to make a decision, and one of those was to go to college. And that's where, we ran into the familiarity of each other, if that's the right way to say it. So, yeah.
That's nice, though. Like, were you trying to pursue sports at Tech?
No. By that time, I had just dropped it. I mean, but it was an opportunity that probably could have happened if I would have stuck with it, but nah, absolutely not. I was doing like environmental science or something like that. I mean, what? I don't even.
No, you did what you thought you needed to do in that moment, right? Just
yeah.
So, it out.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay, so Arkansas born and raised. Me too. Got that
connection now.
From the natural state. But I'm really not familiar with Camden. I've only been there like a couple times.
Okay.
For like football games.
Okay.
I grew up in Morrilton.
I
don't know that is.
Yeah,
I mean, you might be familiar. Well, because Blackwell.
Whatchamacallit went, what's her name from Morrilton? She went
Takina.
to. There you go. Come on.
Yeah. Shout out to her. But yeah, so I had never really been to Camden like that. Okay. At Tech, I definitely met some people who are from there.
Okay.
But what was it like growing up in Camden?
Country living. I mean, that's all I can say. Anything, if you used to the Little Rock type, it's nothing like that. One high school, one middle school, one, it's pretty much like a 10,000 people population. We don't have a Burger King, one McDonald's, Subway. It's very small. So, and of course they ride horses and 4-wheelers, mud riding and all that kind of stuff. So good country living.
Yeah, that's great. I love the country living. I definitely grew up country as well. So
come on now.
Love it. Yeah.
Look, some people will never understand.
No. Yeah. So in the last Q&A, you shared that you began you were interested in music quite early on.
Right.
From the age of 5 and 6, right?
Right,
and
right.
And you made your first song around 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And then at age, I wrote it down.
Yeah. Call up homework.
At age 15 is whenever you began to really develop into
absolutely
an artist, right? Absolutely. So kind of take me on that journey following age 15.
Yeah, so following age 15, like I said, that was when I decided to let go of sports. That was a hard decision. I mean, everybody in my family plays sports. They got scholarships. They expected that out of me. But, I pretty much started, I think I said it in the interview as well, just going to my friends' studios, recording with them. And then it got to a point where they couldn't keep up. They couldn't keep up with the work ethic. I wanted to record every day, all day. So I had to get my own equipment. My mom got me this little $200 laptop. I went and got a cracked version of Fruity Loops and just started cooking up, So pretty much between 15 and 18, it was just a whole bunch of mixtapes. Music, people calling me trash, using it as a Frisbee, throwing it out there. And then it got to a point where, it just got good. It got good. I don't know how to explain it besides that. And people just started, telling me more about it. So that's pretty much what happened between 15 and 18 before I got to college. Just a whole bunch of grinding.
Did you feel pressured? Because you say your family, everybody plays sports. So that's what you wanted to do, but also like I guess what they expected you to do. So whenever you decided that you didn't want to go that route, did you feel the pressure? Like were people really supportive? What was that like?
Oh hell no! Oh, only person, only person that was supportive, straight up, was my dad. He was like, you know, he was blown away that I could even sing a little bit and that I could rap. He was just like, man, this is great. Pursue this. My mom, who I was living with, she was like, I had people that dance with MC Hammer and they right back here in Camden, so you need to find you something that can, you know. And I'm like, Mama, this is not the same.
Come on.
So now everybody, the baseball coaches, what are you doing with your life? You know, so it definitely was hard. I had a lot of adversity, but you know, I stayed true to what I wanted.
So whenever the music got good, because you said it was like, this shit trash.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Was it trash or?
It was trash. Oh no. When I look back, I'd be like, turn that off. Like it's terrible. It's cringy. Yeah, but it got good. I say my last mixtape in high school, I dropped it on graduation day. It was called Mars versus Venus. I have songs from that mixtape that are still getting streamed today, or like just going. So it has like Nice Get Lonely. That's one. You know, it's just good singing music. It wasn't really a lot of hip hop, so they like that.
So what was it like experimenting with your sound?
Copying folks. I was a main head. Listen, I was rapping the whole No Ceilings. I basically made my own version of it, you know.
Come on.
But outside of that, just not being afraid to sound different. That was when it really started changing. When I got into Frank Ocean in college and I started noticing how he wasn't afraid to be different. Frank Ocean is a great artist, one of my favorites. So that was probably when the change really started happening with the experiment. But before that, it was just copying people. Yeah.
What year was that? Like Frank Ocean was like
2012, I want to say.
Yeah. So like, who were you listening to around that time aside from Wayne and Frank Ocean?
Well, by the time it was about 2012, I wasn't listening to Wayne anymore. I was Drake. You know, that was when the So Far Gone came, 2009. And I just kind of kept listening beyond that point. But Drake, Frank Ocean. I'm trying to think of other artists that were out during that time. I mean, I just really watched a lot of those singing shows, like American Idol, you know, the Making the Bands, anything that had singers on it. Come on, you know, listen.
Come on.
Back when Diddy was screwing them all. Diddy was screwing them.
Man, doing too much. So, okay, so you solidified, like, well, at what point did you solidify your sound? Because you started off singing and then you transition into like hip hop. I would say you're like a mixture.
Absolutely.
Like rapping.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, when did you solidify? Like, yeah, it's me.
Okay. 2014. Well, 2014. I think it was like 2013. I dropped. It was an album. It was Red. I can't even think of the name of it right now. Oh my God. It was Low Blow EXO. That was the name of my first album, and it was just straight R&B, really. That was when I defined my R&B lane. But it wasn't until, I say about 2017, I moved out to Atlanta. I tried to experiment and keep up, but I mean, the game was so much faster out here. And I got so stumped. I felt like I was burnt out. I was trying to make all my own beats still. I was trying to mix, engineer. And these artists out here, they go into the studio, make the hits, leaving out the engineer doing it. So I had to take a step back, take a year off, and then that's when I came out with Closure in 2017. And that one has been going up ever since. I listen.
The journey has been nice to witness.
For sure.
It's very great. Like, I'm just being like really proud of you.
Hey,
but I do want to know, like, was your move to Atlanta specifically to pursue music?
Absolutely. 100%. I mean, I can't say like just 100%, but I know probably about 90. The other 10 or 20% was just because of opportunity. you know, I wanted to see something different. I didn't want to get caught up in it, working at a factory, driving nice car, Challenger, Charger lifestyle. You know, so I wanted to come to something different. Look, you know it too.
Yeah, like it takes a lot of like courage and just like, I don't know, like you got goals, you want to try something different, you want to experience new things, like
Absolutely.
Getting out of like the small town mindset and just vibe and just, it takes a lot. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Like,
when did you leave?
A lot of people go away and I mean, it might not work out for them, but at least you tried it. That's what I've tried to do, but at least you tried.
Yeah.
Like, get out of your bubble.
Absolutely. When did you go to California?
I moved here in 2020, but I moved from San Antonio. I was in San Antonio for 2 years.
That's what
I was teaching.
Okay.
I was a whole teacher out here.
Come on now. Why you stopped that? You didn't like it?
Come on. Like, teaching was something that I'm really good at and that I really enjoy, but I never saw myself doing it for years on end. For me, it was more of like, it was like a need, and I fulfilled my purpose in that time, and it's time for me to move forward.
Understood.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, the connecting with the students and everything like that. But teaching is a lot. Like the whole administrative stuff behind the scenes, I didn't have a work-life balance. I needed to focus on me, so
absolutely.
It was time to make a move.
I'm glad you did that, and you didn't just stay in, you know, what people usually do. So
yeah,
kudos to you.
So yeah, you understand what it's like to be from a small state or town and just going somewhere completely different pace.
Man.
And then you're in music, so that alone is just very different. Like,
it's so different.
Arkansas, you know, the music scene is developing. We've always had talent, but it's just kind of like, what do we do with it? How do we actually get ourselves out there? So why Atlanta, though, specifically? Why not go to like a LA or
New York?
Or New York, yeah.
Yeah, I won't even lie. It's borderline fear and familiar, and like I keep saying, and what I'm familiar with. I can't get that word out. I basically used to drive to Atlanta just to record. Mello, the producer, that was a producer I used to work with. He was signed to the Exclusives. They were the writing team for August Alsina. You know, he was signed to them, and I would just drive down here. We get in the studio, I sleep in the studio, and then I drive back and go to Arkansas Tech or go to Euler. So it just felt more familiar, and it felt like home. So I just came on out here. I felt like if I would have moved out here as soon as I graduated high school, I'd probably be a lot further ahead. I waited until I was like 3 years in college to say, I don't want to do this anymore, and then came out here. I feel like that kind of hindered me a little bit.
But you at least you said it was the fear. Like you like let me be honest. It was the familiarity and the comfort.
Exactly.
Do you see yourself staying in Atlanta?
I like Atlanta. I do. I thought about moving to LA, like I said, but I'm like, I'll probably move. I was gonna say I'll probably move to New York before I move to LA, but I'm just saying, listen.
Why?
Listen. I don't know. It feels like at least New York may be a little bit more authentic. I feel like all the things I've heard about LA and how you get out there and you lose yourself and you try to be all of this, and I can see that. And I'm not really a fan of like people that just do things for clout and all that kind of stuff. I'm very reserved. I don't have to be seen. I walk into the room, you think I'm a regular guy if I was all famous and rich. So it's not really for me. I don't think LA is for me.
I respect though. Like,
look.
At least come visit. Get at least
Absolutely.
Come network out here if you haven't already.
Absolutely. I've been to San Diego out there, but I have not been to LA yet. I will come to LA. I can't even read the comments. I don't know if they've been in.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up too. I'm probably horrible.
I can't see them. Like it's kind of froze, and everything all of it is froze. So you have to tell me if somebody say what's up.
You got some good support. Like,
hey, shout out to them. No, Brazil is in here, man. I know Brazil
coming through. I love to see it.
Yeah.
But okay, so Atlanta. Well, how long have you been there? How many years?
I've been here. I think this is the 7th year. Honestly, I think it's the 7th year. Listen, and I mean,
you a resident.
I know, right? Listen, that's what I keep telling people. Look, I'm an ATA for real. But nah, I mean, the first 2 years was, like I said, finding myself, though. It was totally finding myself. I was lost. I was trying to go to every famous person, everything, like Diddy this, Future that. And then it was like, oh, this is all just a rat race. You know, it's like we just standing next to famous people just to be standing next to them. And then I started trying to build something. So that was when the solidified, you know, when it really started solidifying for me.
Yeah, that those couple years of you like trying to figure it out, that's really vital. Like you coming
Oh,
from a completely different place,
and you trying to figure it
so
out.
that was so vital. You had to figure that out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad I hit it. I'm glad I hit rock bottom. I did hit rock bottom. I'm glad I hit rock bottom early. Hitting it like fourth or fifth year out here, I would have been back in Arkansas.
Ooh.
I would have been back in Arkansas. I'll be
Well,
right
I'm
now.
glad you got that experience. But whenever you moved there, you had a few connections because you said you were already driving out there.
Absolutely.
But how was it like connecting with people? Did you run into like the fakes or like people like trying to get over on you, or was it genuine love, like a mixture of it all?
Not the love. Listen, I brought my love out there. I brought my love out here with me. All right, we were in college together. I brought her out here. I got engaged. I said, "This is the one," and then it wasn't the one. Okay, and then I was down and out. But as far as connections with people, I just popped up, like I said, at a lot of different events. Anywhere where I could see people would be, any conferences, A3C, you know, any of those type of things. I just popped up and shook a lot of hands. Got a whole bunch of, yeah, man, let's work. That probably didn't turn into work, you know, just all of that. Yeah.
Folks going through the motions, just talking to be talking.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it wasn't, I mean, when I look back on it, it was cool, but it wasn't something that really made a difference. You know, it wasn't until I started getting with those people that's like, okay, we're going to build this together. And then it was like, it really started working out then. You got to find that team, man. I tell everybody that.
Yeah, and like the team aspect, I'm really big on like authenticity. So I'm not like it just gotta make sense energetically, spiritually. Like you gotta feel it. Like you gonna know when somebody is really for you.
Yeah.
Or at least I hope people can be able to discern that. Right?
You know what I mean?
So like you have a team, or are you pretty much doing everything on your own?
I have a team. I mean, I don't have a complete team. I have people that I delegate things to when it's time. So say for instance, I have a partner, two partners actually, Tassie. Tassie got locked, she's probably in here. And then J Todd, those are my two partners as far as with merch and everything like that. You know, we get everything done, we fund those kind of things. But as far as like funding the music stuff, not really. It's just like me. And you know, I got a distribution deal with Sparta with 300 ENT. So, you know, that helps out some as well. But that's pretty much it. No, it's really just me and the two people that I named. The only other people that I help delegate with or that I delegate to is the videographers. You know, I got Preston Taylor. He shoots the video like Life and King Camo. And then I got my guy, Corey. He shoots like Bottom, Excite Me when I'm holding my son, you know. So just for different styles, I got a different videographer. So that's my
So for anyone that like didn't know you or hadn't been following your journey, I could say like if I went to your socials for the first time, I would think that you had everything like together. Everything's professional. Kudos to the people that you are working with, your team.
Absolutely.
Because the visuals are great, the merch is great, everything's like consistent. You've built a brand, your own brand. So like,
absolutely, thank you.
Kudos, like everything.
I gotta give a shout out to Nick Bradley. He is like a pianist. He be with us. He's I'll say he's a member of the team as well. It's kind of hard for me to say because people aren't like doing certain positions, but they're around and they're always there to help. You know, Lenny Pluto, that's the producer of my next song. So I got to give them guys a shout out just in case they didn't hear it. They are also a part of the team, you know.
They're part of the journey. Like that's so vital. So I'm glad that you've aligned with people who really do have your best interest at heart. Because that is like so rare like it's easy for people to just kind of come in and like have their hands out or like just wanting to attach themselves to you. So like, I'm glad that you have people that really want to see you win.
Absolutely. Me too, man. Me too.
I want to go back to your sound
All
and
right.
stuff. Talked about like
this wine.
so we talked about you solidifying your sound, but like for me, whenever I hear a Devenaire song, personally, like jazzy instrumentation, elements of hip hop, R&B, like that's what comes to mind for me. Like it feels really sonically. Shout out to the producers, shout out to the engineers, because it just really feels like an experience.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that too, because I have a new engineer, Mark. He's out in Brazil. Shout out to him if he's in here as well. But that sound, it just came, I guess, from my mom. She loves, that flowetry, and anything that would pretty much influence Kendrick or Cole or Chance, Kanye. Those are the same, like the Al Greens and everything. So I think that music is just soul music, and that's what I like too. Everything that I talk about, even when I'm talking my ish, I like it to be of somewhat positivity or something that'll hit you in the heart and make you be like, oh, man, I can relate to that. So I think that's the best type of music to do that too.
I definitely sense that though. Like the messages are pretty uplifting, like very introspective. But you also have balance where it's like, if I want to talk my shit, I can talk my shit.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like you have a balance.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a challenge at times, because I'll be sitting there writing some lyrics and I'm like, oh, that's too rugged, or my mom will hear me say something in a song like, my mama only wants me to date black women, and she'll be like, oh, why'd you say that in the song? I have white friends. What do you think? I'm like, Mom, look, because it's ridiculous. I just want to be able to talk my stuff, but I gotta consider other people, I guess. So that's
that is
hard.
So funny.
Yeah.
So, like, do you feel like with your music, do you feel like you're limited to certain things, or are you more so like, I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about?
I borderline feel like I'm limited. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm glad you asked me a question like that. I feel like I can talk about anything, but I feel like I'm limited because I'm gonna tell you like this. The reason why I stopped singing is because I felt like I was limited. I felt like this is all that people wanted me to do, is just sing, sing, sing. And I'm like, I'm not soft like that. I'm a dude that comes from the projects and was taken away from it so that my mom wanted to give me a better life. So, just trying to raise me in that, but family's still there, all they listen to is this. And now I'm singing like this soft, sweet, melodic stuff. It don't even feel like me, but people like it, And,
That's real. Like, thank you for sharing that though, because I'm sure there are artists that can relate in some way, because like that's major though. Like, how are you navigating through that?
Yeah. One day at a time. One day at a time. I mean, it's one song at a time. Right now, I was just writing a lyric and I said something, and my partner looked over at me and they said, you think people gonna like it that you say that? And I'm like, man, I was thinking it as I was writing it. So the fact that that they said it made me be like, dang, I need to change my lyric before I even put it out. So it's hard. It's still a challenge every day.
Now I'm like, what's the lyrics? Now,
look. You really want me to show you? You want me to share with you what it was?
Yeah. What was
it? Should I say this? I'm gonna say it. I said it was like like I'm straight to the business. I be all in the mouth like she came to the dentist. Now but it's too raw though. I feel like it's a little too raw. All in her mouth like she came to the dentist. It makes sense. But it's the sexualization of the woman in that standpoint. I try not to do that so much, and they try to keep me honest, because I try not to call girls bitches and hoes and all that kind of stuff in my music, realistically. I don't want to do that. So.
Okay, so I can see the intention though.
Yeah.
I can see the intention, because I don't know, like if you're trying to be intentional about the words that you use, or how you depict Black women or just Black people in your music, I can get that. But if it's like, nah, I'm not gonna say that because people gonna think whatever.
Yeah.
Then you know.
Then
so I can kind of see it, but
yeah.
like, how would you flip that then? Like,
I'm still trying to think. I'm still thinking on it. That is like a open bar right now because I'm still trying to figure out how I can say that without saying all in her mouth. Like if I can say, you know, I don't know. I still, you know, I'm gonna have to.
This is a creative challenge though. Like that's it'll keep you
on the toes
in line with your like.
Exactly, with the message.
So like I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I definitely, people tend to call me like a gospel artist. I don't understand. Somebody was like, "Oh, you a gospel rapper? Let me never mind." And they unsent the message that they wanted to work with me, and I was like, "I'm not even a gospel artist. What?"
No, you're not a gospel artist, but I can see why they feel that. I feel like that's just kind of the soul aspect of your music is very southern. It's got that I don't know, like the song Excite Me.
Okay, yeah.
It's like you have like this like chorus, this like choir feel to some of your songs. So I can see why people might feel that.
Yeah.
But then it's like, did you not listen to the other songs?
You know what I'm saying?
Because like,
for sure.
I'm not a gospel artist.
Right. But I mean, I respect him. My dad was a pastor. Shout out to Sabby. I always gotta say it, you know, so I definitely respected that people say that. I think that he would like that. So who knows? I might be a pastor at the end of life.
Maybe you were in a past life.
Look,
you never know.
Never know.
So speaking of your father, Love and Light, so you dedicated the song "Excite Me" to him.
Correct.
And I remember you saying that you wanted him to be able to like enjoy something that didn't have all this, I guess the old folks would say, bebop.
Yeah, absolutely.
all this bebop.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
Did he really enjoy the song, or
did
he have a chance to listen to it?
He definitely had a chance to listen to it, and he enjoyed it. He was showing it to a couple of his friends. They were telling me at his funeral, and I'm like, oh, he did that. Hey, shout out to Pops. Like, he was proud, you know. So he definitely enjoyed it. And, man, I just wish that you know, that we could have like shot some kind of visual together for it. I dedicated it just, you know, to him. So I'm glad he got to hear it. That's the most important part.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And this song is a part of the You Know the Vibes.
Yeah, You Know the Vibes 1. Yeah.
And that was a 3-part single, right?
Exactly.
Was it meant to be a...
It was meant to be a single.
It's a 3-part single.
Exactly. You get it. You get it. Look, people that look. So
no, but like I like that approach though, because it allows you to just kind of showcase. It's like not an EP, but it's like I can give you these different pieces of my mind or my sound. And just
get
here
it.
you go.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah, because every song was different.
Yes, exactly.
At least to me, I experienced it like, oh, this is really different. And then you close it out with the excitement. So I'm like, oh, yeah.
Exactly. So when you see on the second installment, you can kind of see how everything is different again. That was one thing at the listening party that somebody said. They were like, oh, man, you know, it don't sound like super cohesive, but everything sounds good together. And I'm like, that's the way it should make you feel. It's just 4 singles compiled together on 1 single. But they call it an EP during the release. I hate that. But.
Yeah, because it's like, it's definitely not that.
Yeah.
But, you know, people, that could be looked at as like a negative critique. Like, oh, it doesn't sound cohesive. But it's like the intention behind it is to give you something different.
Exactly.
Without having to give you a full-blown EP of like 5 to 6, 4 to 6 songs, whatever.
Come on now.
So, like, I understand why you would do it. But yeah, like, you know.
I mean, yeah, you hitting the nail on the head. I'm just excited that you even understand, you know, music the way that you see it. So that's what's up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Excite Me is the feature. Who is featured on this song? First off, because the vocals.
Look,
beautiful.
Listen, oh
beautiful.
My God, listen. I don't even know if she's in here, but Coley Gilchrist. Remember that name? I mean, this young lady is like 21 now, 22 maybe, somewhere around there. And I mean, vocals of an angel. I mean, I seen her singing live, and I had to have her on the song. I was just like, you are too amazing. So Holy Gilchrist is the one who was singing. Actually, it was 3 vocalists. She was the main one. There was another girl named Jalea Woods on my song, This for When You're Honey, Early in the Morning. She was the one singing on that song, Jalea Woods. And then Tacinda Jones was also doing some vocals on there, you know, and she definitely does her thing. You heard her on Life. I can't stay away from you. So yeah, I just brought them back around. So yeah.
Yes, like you seek these artists out on your A&R type.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Look, come on now, you know like what sounds good with your music. Like they all cohesively just beautiful.
You sound good.
But are these features, are any of them featured on
You Know the Vibes too?
Track 3? Yeah, because I was like, is this the similar voice that I hear this on the other one?
Everybody keeps thinking that, but no, that female vocalist on track 3 was the healing component. THC. And by the way, that whole song is about like a battle with addiction of weed. Okay, that's what the entire song is about. Stuck in my head. Look, come on, man. You know, so.
Yeah.
But that girl she's from Brazil. Yeah, Laura. She's an amazing vocalist. She is from Brazil. You should definitely look into her. Her vocals are amazing. She reminds me of like Summer Walker, you know, but she's like white, but she's like so soulful. Yeah, it just blows my mind, you know, but she's super dope.
Yeah, I was definitely wondering because I went back and listened to part 1, and then I was listening to part 2, and I'm like,
they're the same people. No, not the same.
It was like a continuation. I was like, who is it?
Yeah. So it's definitely, man, it's fun. And when I get done with the music, like creating, I'm gonna stay in it, and I'm going to A&R. I'm just gonna do my own label or something like that, and just, you know, because I feel like I have an ear for what sounds good. So if I can get some young, hungry talent, you know, that are consistent, then I'll just push them through all of the avenues that I've learned along the way. Yeah, that's the plan.
Let's manifest.
Look, come on now.
Look, manifest. So, okay, now I really want to dive into You Know the Vibes part 2. But can you give us a brief explanation of part 1? And then kind of like how you continued.
Right. You Know the Vibes is just simply to not box myself in to sound in one way or for other people to box me in. You know the vibe. So I want them to understand my vibe when they hear it, no matter the style. So that's why I give you Bottom, I Know, and Excite Me. 3 totally different vibes, but all fit well together. And I want to continue that with You Know the Vibes too. Different sounds, totally different sounds than You Know the Vibe 1. Got more features on this one. I didn't really have any features on the last one. So it was just to continue and to level up. So you never know who's going to be on You Know the Vibes 3. I'm working with some pretty big artists. You might be surprised who you might find on You Know the Vibes 3.
Yo, like, I'm glad that this is like a continuation.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I think this is where we're going to stop for now. When I do the You Know the Vibes 3, I'm going to turn it into a whole little compilation like album, you know, and give it to you.
Yeah, like I definitely picked up on the more features. But that's cool though, because it's like, oh, like he sounds well, we know what you sound like by yourself. We know what you're capable of. But it's cool to hear other people
Absolutely.
Collab. Like that's so nice.
Yeah, and Penn Davis, that's probably my favorite feature of the whole thing. Shout out to Penn, man. Arkansas bred. Let's go.
Yo, it's funny you said that because I made a note because as I was listening before the, you know, our live, that song definitely is the second favorite for me. My favorite is THC.
Okay,
it's just,
come on.
THC is the song that like I'm in my bed with my noise canceling headphones. I got the volume all the way up, and I just feel like engulfed in the music. Like it just feels soothing. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Even though you're talking about in addiction to
look.
Like the content, like the music itself.
Yeah, it's supposed to feel like a love song. It's supposed to feel like
it
love.
does. Like it's really soothing.
Yeah, absolutely. See, you got it all. I wanted the feeling to feel like how the drugs
Make
you
feel.
feel. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you did that. At least for me, you definitely did that.
Absolutely.
That's like whenever I need to calm, I'm gonna probably have to add it to my meditation playlist because it's that chill for me.
Come on now.
And then Out the Mud, of course, like Penn Davis. And this song is just really beautiful because two Arkansans on a track in the South.
Hey.
You know, like if you're from Arkansas, you know. So it's like that was a dope track.
Shout out to
So Penn. Like how did that feature come about?
Me and Penn have been wanting to do a song for a minute. We actually made that song last year.
Okay.
We made that song last year. That was supposed to go on You Know the Vibes 1. But I didn't feel like it fit, if you know what I mean. I didn't feel like it fit. I don't know how. I mean, it was the same producer that produced all of those records, produced that one too. Shout out to
It needed to go on this one.
Yeah,
the divine timing. Like you can't rush, you know how like you can't rush it. So it was meant to be on this one type thing. Because if it was on one, I don't know if the first one would rock that way. Like
yeah,
I like it how you kept it.
Absolutely.
So now I'm kind of like, what if that one was on there?
You know what I mean? So
even though it's meant to be different, it kind of would have hit a little too hard. Like
exactly.
I like how you added this one like to the end too, and it made into it. Like you kind of
I started
you
right
all,
here,
like,
went through there. Yeah, you see the vision, man. You see the vision. I love it. You are inspiring me right now. Look, but it's as far as it goes, like Penn, like I just sent him that, and honestly, when I sent it to him, it was a super rough draft. Like I was recording it on my phone, but he saw the vision. He liked the bars. He liked where I was going, and when he sent it back, I was like, I sent him probably like fire symbols and was like, yeah, and he was like, okay, like, should I do more? Should I do this? I'm like, you good, man, you know, just whatever. And then when he heard it back, he was like, bro, this is crazy. So it just worked just naturally.
Yo, so you said got it out the mud. I can't remember my
because I'm a hog.
Got it out the mud because I'm a hog. Yeah. So like whenever I listen, I was like, yes,
we're from Arkansas.
Yeah, because like you know, like born and raised, you know. So, but we moved to like different places. But it's like Arkansas is just within. At least for me, it's within me. I'll never forget where I came from. So like your pride of like repping where you from, it's just really refreshing to see.
Absolutely.
Like you don't miss the opportunity to be like, you know, I'm from Arkansas. Like
absolutely.
I'm Camden. So I personally appreciate that because like it's just, even though I didn't personally see myself being in Arkansas for years on end, like I love where I came from.
Absolutely.
Like,
can't not love it. I mean, come on. And when you need that peace and just want to be still and get away from all the fast life, you go back home, you just sit on your grandma's porch or your mama's porch or whatever, and you just chill out. It's so refreshing, you know.
So I definitely look forward to hearing more from you and Penn Davis. So maybe I can put into the universe and y'all can like a joint EP or something.
I want to do a whole thing with him. I need a whole project with Penn Davis. Let's put
that would be really nice.
I love it.
But are you also collaborating with other artists or just creatives from Arkansas?
Currently, no, honestly. Like this is what I want to say. Arkansas is full of a whole bunch of talent. Like one of my favorite artists, like we not even making music together right now, but C Mad. You heard of C Mad?
I have not.
Okay. Wow, a lot of people sleeping on him, man. CMADD.
I ain't trying to be sleeping on nobody now.
Listen, come on now. But it's not really a lot of artists that's like me and Penn. You know, I can have fun. Alexis Ray Parker, you know, we can have fun on the record together. I think me and her would make something where we both sing and do some rapping. I think that would be incredible.
That would be dope.
Yeah, but you know, me and her, we don't really communicate like that. You know, we shout out, hey, what's up? But other than that, I can't really see any other artists. I'm not really a big fan of Bankroll Freddie and Ed Dolo and all of those other bigger artists, but I like Black Party a lot. You know, he shows me a little love. I show him love. Carrie Foe, she don't know me like that, but I think she's dope. Hopefully she didn't think that when I said carry for the biggest of us, and that's cool beans. Let a torch shine. I hope it burn a long time. But when a nigga spark mine, the whole community gonna eat. I hope she didn't feel offended when I said that. But I like her music a lot too. So
no, but the artist that you named, it kind of shows like where your musical taste is as well. Yeah. Like it's cool if you don't align with the rappers or whatever. Like what feels right to the core. And I'm sure like anybody that you work with is just gonna be like that. It has to be authentic. So.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I definitely I look forward to hearing more from you and Penn. And I personally gotta like I've been peeping his journey as well. So
he's been coming out of the shell, man. He's been coming out of the shell. Yeah.
Yes.
What they saying over there too? What the people saying? I can't see.
Is it still froze?
Yeah, it's froze on my side. I mean, it's been
I think for the project, someone said, "Let's make it happen with you and Penn." Collab album. Arkansas stand up.
Come on.
This interview was needed. Devenaire the GOAT.
Hey, hold up now. Bad.
Yeah, there's just a lot of love and support in the comments.
For sure. Well,
definitely love to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I like her. Well, who do you like? Me? No.
Hey.
He was probably talking about someone else. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Also something that stood out to me on I just got overexposed. Okay. Something that stood out to me on the song with you and Penn was like Out the Mud. Let me put the title out there. Yeah. Out the Mud. Was like the flow. You switched up your flow in the end. Like that was you, right?
Absolutely. Like, it sounded like a whole nother person. I know.
I was like, did he feature Saba on here?
Right? Come on.
I was like, this man got a whole Saba feature. Listen, no, but I really liked it. Like it was nice.
I think that and I'm glad that you know your music. Because my guy, he was calling me from Greece and he was like, man, I can't pinpoint who you emulated on that last part. I'm gonna get it. And I said, all right, just call me back when you get it. And he called me the next day. He's like, it was Saba. Man, I'm a fan. I just went to a Saba concert on 420. I think that flow though, it's very hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. It took me about 12 times to get that down. It's the breathing techniques, everything. And I thought it would be a challenge. So I challenged myself to do that.
You did it.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I thought you had a whole feature out
Look,
there.
come on.
No, but that was really nice. Like I had never heard that from you. Like I was like, hold on. Who produced that track as well?
Epic the Don, the same person that produced the Bottom, Excite Me, and I Know on You Know the Vibes 1. He also produced Return of the Villain, #1 too. Yeah,
that was what was your reaction when you heard the instrumental just by itself?
For Out the Mud or for Return of the Villain?
For Out the Mud.
Oh, when I heard Out the Mud, immediately the hook came like that. I mean, it was immediately I think I started freestyling and it was easy. It was real easy. The music that Epic the Don makes is just captivating to me. He don't miss.
Yeah, he did what he needed to do. Oh, yeah. All the bags were gotten into.
Look, he did. He understood it.
The track sequencing though is really nice. I'm glad you saved Out the Mud at the end because for me, when I'm listening to it, like I like how you introduced the track with. I mean the project with Return of the Villain. You was just on your flow, like you was flowing.
Yeah.
And then, the transition, like even though they were so different, like they transitioned into each other really well. But for me, after like I'm feeling all the vibes with THC, and then I just like boom, like out the mud comes in, I'm like,
the intensity coming in.
Run it back. Run it all the way back because I wasn't ready.
Yeah. And it makes it easy to loop after that, so.
Yes, and then you just,
Yeah. Come on now.
Yes. I'm trying, bro.
Look. You get it.
Also something that I was analyzing was the artwork, right? So I like to pay attention to the art. And some things that stood out to me. First, I love how you kept the artwork like similar.
Yeah.
Clearly they're different, but they're the same, right?
Right.
So the first time I'm like, man, his hair grew, his locks grew.
Right.
Okay, his locks grew. We added another cowrie shell in there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I ain't got to make it now.
But I also noticed like your bracelets. I don't know on the part 1, is that a cross on the bracelet?
It was a cross.
Okay, so it's a cross on the bracelet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that goes away here, and I'm trying to I want to tie that in because throughout I've heard you speak on like not being religious, and you said thank God, but not religious, but all my folks praying Christians.
Absolutely.
So can we am I on the right track with the artwork and how like the art is like kind of speaking to certain things that you've been talking about in the music?
Absolutely. You know, you could tell, like I said, where I was with it on the first one with the cross in there, and it almost is like a level up, you know, but while it's a level up, you know, in the secular world, it's, you know, I guess not so much as a level up in the other world. You understand? So, you know, I got the bling on now. It's level 2. I'm leveling up, and just what you call it? Just a teaser. You know, the Vibes 3 will be darker, and the hair will be longer, and you know, and there will be other subliminals in there. So it's kind of like a journey like that, from pure to, it's kind of like when you don't know anything, you're like a kid, and then as you get into the world, the way your transition begins, you know. So, you know what I mean?
No, but like, yo, like I feel it though, because even through our conversation today, like you spoke on like whenever you moved to Atlanta, there was a transition. You had to figure things out. So like looking at the art, I was like, yeah, these are the same. Let me go.
Yeah.
Let me go. Oh, okay. I see what he's doing here. It's like a journey.
Absolutely.
And like through the music, when you listen, you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. You know,
he said that, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
And now it's
all
even
there.
The colors, like for me, the colors even kind of give you a different feel.
It's like a movie.
Whereas the first one, you was like, I don't know, you were the cloud, like it was there. But here, it's like you won with your surroundings. Like I'm really trying to see where, like, what the next one would be. But
it's gonna be probably Atlanta. I will say that. I don't have it completely done. My producer has been flooding me with beats, so I don't know exactly subject wise exactly where I'm gonna take it, but I know concept wise where I want to take it. I think concept first, so concept is already there. I'm not gonna spoil it.
So that's what, like, is that how you work with your music, your releases? Like, you got the concept and you create the music that aligns to that concept?
Absolutely, 100%. Okay. You know, it's like I already know the mission before I even start. I just need to build the house, you know. So that's nice.
Yeah. So who's the artist?
The artist, his name is the Many Face God. He's from Africa. Amazing. So that's why you see the African paint on my face and all of that's just tribal paint. So I definitely respect him. He's a dope artist. I just want to keep working with him. And I told him from the very beginning when we made the first one, I said, keep this template because we're about to expand it as we go along. And he just understood the assignment and just, you know, kept it going. So shout out to him.
That's nice though, because it kind of makes me think of like you building your brand. So like even from the aesthetics to the sound, you know, the artwork, the graphics, everything. It's really like if someone sees this, they're like, oh, you know, like did you like that's him? Or like it's another part to this. Let me go see the other one.
Absolutely.
Like, I like that.
Yeah.
It helps with your marketing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I'm so glad we got to chat. I still have more questions for you.
Okay.
I'm trying to see what people are talking about.
Yeah, come on.
So it's funny because Devenaire will hold on to music for years with the hook on it until
Absolutely.
that right?
They ain't lying. I had that hook about 4 years and I'd be like, oh, he's perfect.
Come on. Holding on. Everything has to be, you know, in the right place and the right time though.
Divine timing. I believe in it all day.
Oh, you know, something I want to hear you speak on is becoming a father.
Oh, Lord, my baby.
Yes.
That is my heart and my soul, man. I melt when I talk about my son. He is everything. He gave me a whole nother life, you know. I thought it was over. I was feeling so where I'm going next. And then he came out, man. I tell you, it's like everything now is about what is it going to do to him or for him. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have a father that grew up in the house, so it's important to me to be in the house with him. You know, I got to. Yeah, man. And I think that watching him grow is just reminding me of my youth. I forgot a lot of things, you know, through all of the drinking and the partying and the smoking and stuff. I maybe forgot some things in the youth, but seeing him is like reliving another life. Real talk. So all that I can say though for everybody out there, wait to have kids, man, please. It takes time and energy. More than money, you think, oh man, for the money, no. Time and energy. You're gonna sacrifice one or the other. So wait to have kids.
Ooh. All I have is a dog.
Look,
He's 5.
come on now.
That's enough, right?
Look, you already know.
But fatherhood is beautiful. Like, I love to see you speak on it in such a positive and loving way.
Absolutely.
As a Black man. That's really beautiful to see.
I love it. I love it.
So I want you to reflect on some of your wins. Like, brag on yourself. What have you accomplished that you're like the most proud of?
Man, like, I honestly don't be feeling like I have a lot of accomplishment. I'm gonna tell you some things that I've done, and we'll see. We'll see. The first thing I say I did, it was a record label. I was 17 at the time. They wanted to sign me for the R&B stuff. That was a big accomplishment to have a record label out in LA. It was underneath Interscope Records. That was dope. I got to write with and for Bobby Valentino in college. That was cool. That was when he was definitely doing his thing. Work with K.E. on the track, the one who produced Fish Tailing Out the Parking Lot, Leaving Magic. So during that time, we was writing together. Got some placements with some Capitol Records artists during that time. Like I said, I recently got signed to a distribution deal, same as Armoretta, you know, the Sorry Not Sorry artist. We both signed to 300 ENT Sparta distribution. Film. I started my first film this past year. I cannot believe that I would be a lead, but it was a beautiful thing. It was my first time. So they liked it. They liked my energy. They liked the way that I carry things. And yeah, I sold 1,000 albums when I was doing the first album. I sold 1,000 of them, $10 a piece. That was my first big accomplishment. Hey, you know, they're independent off the college campus and, you know, moving around. So other than that, I mean, it's things that are like slipping my mind, but those are things for me that made a difference. I've been in studios and surrounded and by people and been shouted out by famous people and stuff, but those aren't really accomplishments. They just braggadocious things. But when I do this feature with this artist, then I'll definitely tell you that would be my biggest accomplishment. I don't even want to, if I don't even know if I want to tell you the artist that it is.
Don't tell.
I ain't gonna tell you, but
just go ahead and send that email.
I'm gonna send you the email. Look, he tapped me on my shoulder and said, "Hey man, I'm doing a compilation album. Come jump on this." And I'm like, "All right." And last but not least, I'm biggest and probably the most proud of my Brazilian fan base. I think that's the biggest fan base that I've ever had. My biggest fan base is not in Atlanta. It's not in Arkansas. It's in Brazil. So shout out to them, man. They do their thing.
Yep. And you had the nerve to say, I don't even think I got it.
Look,
come on now. You better brag. You better talk your shit.
That's all. That's light. It's light, man. So yeah.
Yes, it's great to hear you speak on the things that you've done. Like, you know,
Absolutely.
don't take that for granted. Like, that's important.
Yeah.
So,
I appreciate that. Look, come on.
Yo, and so clarify, were you doing all of this independently? These
Absolutely.
opportunities that came about are just you out here figuring it out
Absolutely, all the way. I've not had any manager through any of this. I haven't had any deals. This distribution deal is the first, deal that I've ever signed. And it's a distribution deal, so I still get all the creative control, everything. They just help me push it. So yeah. I mean, I can't say that I did everything by myself. I mean, now there's going to be people in there that do certain things or do certain favors, that open doors. You got to walk through them. You got to walk through them by yourself, but they open up the doors or they led you to the right door. So there was always people. It's like you said, divine timing, and God just always had his hand on me, his favor on me. So I appreciate that, Lord. Thank you. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Because like I understand, like I speak with artists. I manage artists myself, so it's like I
Your
understand.
artist is dope
What
too.
it's like.
Your
Huh?
your artist is dope. That singer out there. Look, I seen her. I was like, hold up. Do she need to manage me?
Hold up. No. Come on now. Come on now. No, but I understand. Although I'm not an artist myself, like it's a lot that goes into it. Just even as a manager, it's so much. So I can only imagine what it's like for you, like being in Camden, figuring out your journey, relocating, still like figuring it out, but then like just trying to navigate your way through it.
Right.
But like, what is it like now, as you reflect on like kind of where you started to now? Like, do you often like go back to like, dang, I remember whenever I was. Do you feel like you're at a certain level of success, or?
Absolutely. I mean, myself, I'm the hardest on myself. Everybody would tell you, like you just sit up here and said, I need to be more appreciative of the things that I've accomplished. But honestly, when I look back, I just talked to my best friend as he was coming through the airport, and he was saying, like, bro, you remember when you dropped your first mixtape? And they was like laughing at you all in school. Like, now them same people is like buying your stuff, buying your merch and all of that. So that's success, when you can like change somebody's mind about what they think of you, as an artist or as a creative, and then to be able to reach out and touch, these people that certain people look up to, but you can just call them on the phone and be like, hey man, that is definitely a level of success. But I definitely think about how I started a lot. And it makes me feel good. That's probably the only reason why I do it. Because if I don't think about where I came from, I will be depressed every day, because it's young artists, 17 years old, like all over the world blowing up. And it feels like it's not happening that fast for me. So, that kind of hurts me a little bit, but every time I look and I see how many people are actually showing love and then think about the past and be like, oh, okay, you good.
I really appreciate your transparency and your honesty, because it's like, thank you for being just truthful on like how you feeling as an artist, because I think some people are just like, it's normal to just kind of be like, I'm just figuring it out. Like, I don't know, like I just honor those feelings, and then like plan how you're gonna like move through it. Like, thank you for sharing that.
Hey, no problem, man. You already know.
But something that stood out to me, you said that your Brazilian fan base is like popping, right?
Oh,
People from Arkansas ain't the ones, people from Atlanta ain't the ones that's mainly like listening. So like, how did this little community of Brazilians?
Oh my gosh. Ads saved my career. I will say that ad marketing, excuse me, it saved my career, because I was trying to figure out how I was supposed to be popping, or how I was supposed to get more people to see me. And then I started running ads, and I took some courses, took some classes, and they were telling me, did you know that the secret to breaking most major artists is they start overseas, build up their fan base, and then they bring them to the States? And I'm like, interesting. So I just started testing in a few places, and Brazil just stuck. Like, it wasn't that they just showed me love on Instagram or Facebook, but the ads were, they were going to my YouTube. They were going to my streams. They were, they were going everywhere. And I'm like, oh, And then I just started to get Duolingo. I started to get, I started trying to learn the language and talk and get in. Let me talk to this artist. And before you know it, I mean, at first it was just a promotional thing, but now it's like, it's a real love. Like, I really appreciate them on another level. Like, I feel like Brazil is like the way that I want Arkansas to be, but we know how to.
People usually say like your home state or like where you reside is probably like the last one. So like be on board. Like it's cool though. I'm glad to hear that you're focusing on just like where the love and support is coming from.
Absolutely.
I think that's really important.
Yeah.
So whenever you were putting ads out, was Brazil just like at random, and then you just started to see?
Yeah, it was kind of at random. I did Africa. Africa was really good, but it just didn't translate to the streams as much. But they would come in. I tried Germany. I tried Russia, Canada, everything. I mean, I get a lot of good feedback, but like I said, it's about who is like the least resistance, and the least resistance just happened to be Brazil. I didn't even know, I'm not like a geography type of person, so I didn't know where it was on the map. I didn't know the cities within Brazil or the states within Brazil, and now I'm kind of hip to what's going on over there.
You're an honorary Brazilian.
I'm gonna come over there. I plan on going at the end of the year and giving them a show, so we working it out right now.
That'd be perfect, because now look what has come about. Like, yeah. Right? So you have the support base, but you've also collaborated with
Brazilian. Yep.
Yeah.
Like the producer is from Brazil too. So yeah, Planner. Shout out to Planner. Yeah.
Let's see what these.
What they talking about?
Talk your ish king.
Oh Lord.
Right. Over here being a little too humble.
Look.
Being real humble.
Hey, listen, that's the only way I know how to be. I think that's a down side too. I keep trying to tell people, like my family back home, when I hear them talking, they're like, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. And I'm like, man, we gotta break this. Yes ma'am is good, but we shouldn't be saying yes ma'am to everybody. You know what I mean? If we talking to Oprah, we can't be like, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. We gotta be like, yes, no. That's
we're just conditioned.
Yes, conditioned. So that's how the humble is. That's how that humbleness comes. But I'm gonna shake it off.
Okay, so how would you describe the musical landscape in Atlanta right now? Like, where do you see yourself in that?
It is tough. I see myself like with the poets and the singers. If I'm doing it, like, I'm thinking about like a live set, or like as far as like who I would be set up with. I mean, it's trap, and mo trap out here, and I mean, like, yay, but nah, I'm just trying to like stand out from all of that, which it works. But it's kind of hard to find my place as well, because all of the radio stuff, like all of the coalition DJ stuff, is basically catered to that trap stuff. So, as an artist like myself, it's just going to take a right kind of cosign, like a person like J. Cole or Jid, or, Earth Gang or something, being like, oh yeah, that dude's dope. And then Atlanta's just going to fall into it. I think that's what it is mainly.
I didn't even think about that. Like, Atlanta is definitely trap central.
Oh yeah.
So just as an artist that's creating something completely different from that, like, I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit harder to fit in with that kind of thing. Anytime I was doing like live shows, everybody would be doing like trap stuff, and then here I come, the conscious rapper. And they liked it, but it just made me feel uncomfortable at times. But when I really started getting into the shows, then I started noticing, I started getting with singers, people that were singers, or people that were guitarists, people that were poets. And I was like, oh, so this is my lane. These are the people. Yeah.
it's good that you know your lane. Like,
Yeah.
just, I see you definitely, like, you're doing a great job in your lane, like, in my
Appreciate
opinion.
you.
So I could only see greatness coming of it. Like,
Absolutely.
so I look forward to seeing what more you accomplish.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you've learned throughout your musical career?
Number one, like, don't compare yourself to nobody else as much as we want to. You will drive yourself up the wall and dig yourself a hole. Your journey is your journey, you know. And don't take nothing personal. Like, business is business. People not gonna come through for you, you know. People are gonna you might have said that you were going to do something with this person on this day and they said okay, and then a bigger job came up for them and they will leave you to do their bigger job. So it's just business, you know. And mainly, don't lose yourself in trying to get famous, man. Like, don't lose yourself. Just stay who you are. As boring as that sounds, as normal and cliche as that sound, like, don't get lost in trying to, like, keep up with everybody. That's the one or a couple of things that I learned trying to keep me afloat.
No, I jotted these down. So, no comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
Your journey is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be taking stuff personal.
Hey.
And don't lose yourself trying to keep up.
Hey, absolutely. Shout out to you. Look.
No, I'm taking notes. Like, that resonates for me. Like,
I like you a lot. Hey, look.
Good. Likewise. You know.
Come on.
And it's great to talk to somebody from the South.
Yeah.
You know? Like, because, okay, so clearly from Arkansas, so I got a little Southern drawl, right?
Come on.
But I'm out here in LA, and I just don't hear people that sound like me. So whenever I talk to my family, I can actually say, like, I can just...
They country as hell.
Like, yeah, like, I be talking like this, and I don't be having to correct myself, and I can shorten words.
Absolutely. Yeah. It feels good to be able to talk to somebody from, like, the same background as you, because out here it's, of course, country, but I know out there in LA, oh my God, that's another feel.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I've really enjoyed this conversation, this layover chat.
Yeah.
Before we close out, though, because I would sit here all night and talk to you.
Look, straight up.
You can't do that. No, it's been really enlightening and just authentic. So I appreciate that for sure. Before we close out, can you share just anything that's coming up for you? What can we be on the lookout for?
Oh, like I said, there is a compilation album from a pretty big artist. They tapped me for, and that will probably be the thing that exposes me to a lot of people. So be on the lookout for that. I got another song coming in about 3 weeks, produced by my guy Lenny Pluto. It's definitely, it's gonna be one for the soul. And music videos on the way. Be ready. More content. So, and
you're consistent though. So, like, with the content, like, I peep the reels, music, I peep you being active, you doing it all.
I'm trying.
Like, it's great. So continue doing that.
Absolutely.
You know, you do not chase, you attract. What is for you is meant for you, and we trust in divine timing.
Come on now.
So yes, I see greatness. So I definitely look forward to more chats.
For sure. We got to do this again. We got to do this again. We got to.
For sure. Okay, so finally, I'm really going to let you know. What does it mean to be Black and gifted?
I can't get the same answer as last time. Huh?
Nope.
That was too easy.
New answer.
Come on. What it means to be Black and gifted. I believe that we are God's people. And I believe that we are naturally the most talented people ever. So to be Black and gifted, oh my God, I don't even have an answer. I'm like, I tried to.
That's just how amazing it is.
To swim my way through.
Can't find no word.
I don't know. I mean, like I said,
you said a lot without saying.
You know what I mean? I didn't say nothing. but no, I don't know. To be Black and Gifted, it just feels like normal. Like to be somebody that's like God's people for real. Like when I look at Michael Jordan and when I look at myself, I feel the same. Like we are just exceptional people, and you just have to be Black to understand that. That's the only thing I got. I don't
feel it though. You just gotta you understand. You feel it.
Because I'm really trying to find a political answer here, but I can't.
It ain't gotta be political. Let it be you. Let it just be what you said. That's what it means to be Black and Gifted. Like I felt all of that.
That's what it means to be Black and Gifted. All right.
It's an embodiment.
It's an embodiment. You gotta be Black. And I mean, you just gotta be able. You can't be just a lazy bum and be Black and Gifted. All right, you gotta be. It's when it don't matter your circumstances, you gonna figure it out. And you gonna get through it, and you gonna be the cream of the crop. And it's not only just because you Black, but because you hella gifted, man. And that's all I got. I'm done. That's it. That's the last try.
Mic drop. Yo, okay, so how can we stay connected with you, Devenaire?
So obviously you can follow me on here at Devenaire, Twitter at Devenaire, YouTube at Devenaire. Yeah, and I mean TikTok every now and again. You know, you can go over there and check me out, just search Devenaire, and that's how you can find me.
Everything Devenaire.
Everything Devenaire.
Oh, and your name it.
Look.
It's a noun and it's an adjective at the same time.
Oh, come on now. Look.
Everything. Okay.
Listen.
Yes.
You feel it.
I really do.
Yeah.
Also, everyone, just make sure that you go and stream. You know the vibes too. Even go back and listen to the other stuff. But he just released this project. Show love. Connect with him, all the good things. And that concludes episode 2 of Black and Gifted Layover Chats. Devenaire, it's been great.
Been a pleasure.
People in the comments still showing love.
Hey.
Oh, and I don't think I introduced myself in the end because I just already knew you.
Yeah.
Like,
introduce yourself.
So like to the people that didn't catch the beginning, my name is Terrionna. Brockman, Fola Shade for the people that if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But yeah, I'm the founder of Black and Gifted. You can connect with me as well. But yeah, we definitely go and chat offline, Devenaire.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yes, bye everyone.